Hello, everyone. Very warm welcome. This is Khushbu Agarwal, one of the executive committee members of India InsurTech Association, also founder at Xyla Health. Today, it's my pleasure to welcome here Miss Mandakini Balodhi. She's the Director of Insurance at the Ministry of Finance, Department of Financial Services, DFS, India. Ma'am has a rich background in extensive public policy creation, financial inclusion that has shaped India's insurance landscape. She remains a true inspiration given how she's grown across the ranks and inspires many women who want to join the insurance or financial services space. Ma'am, very warm welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Tanvi.
Great. So,
Thank you.
ma'am, as we start, people are very curious to know about your journey in financial services, a sector which, has evolved so much in India over the last few decades. If you can share what were the pivotal experiences that have shaped your journey, your leadership philosophy with our audience, that will be really great.
Nothing great about the journey as such. My career has grown because the financial services sector in India has grown. And because of whatever evolutions and whatever changes that were brought into the financial services sector, they opened a lot of opportunity, not just for me, but for most of the professionals in the financial services sector. And one goes with the flow, one takes advantage of opportunities that come to you. Sometimes they don't come to you directly, but then you go to them. So it's the journey has been fun and adventurous. I started my career with the Oriental Insurance. I worked as an assistant there, and as you said, I rose through the ranks. And Then one fine day, the opportunity of working with Government of India came my way, and I took it. And now I'm there for more than last 4 years. This is the fifth year of my journey there, and it has been wonderful knowing insurance from the policy perspective, from not just a national but global perspective. Insurance anyway is a global subject, so it has been wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Great, great, ma'am. Thank you for all your humility. You defined it so simply. But what we also want to understand, ma'am, is that given, this journey, were there any challenges you faced as you grew along the ranks? Were there any biases that, you had to circumvent as you grew?
The biases could be, one is the bias of being a newcomer, what we call as xenophobia. You're not from the system. So when you join a setup of which you're not traditionally a part. So when I joined Oriental, I came from a different stream. So you feel that okay, but most of this is your perception. So that is one stage. Then when you are in a public space, when you're in a marketing space as a woman, and then there could be some people who could be wondering whether you will be able to make it. That could be something challenging for some people. And then again, then you cross over from operational industry to policy making. That could be the third juncture where you might have to address a few questions, or you might be expected to address a few questions and respond to certain perceptions. But then I think one goes along. You don't stop and prove yourself. Things keep happening. You do what you are meant to do or what you want to do, and things progress along, and you don't stand there still and try and respond to 360-degree questions around you. You do your job. Most of the issues get addressed, most of the questions, most of the biases get addressed, and you just move along.
Thank you so much for sharing that, ma'am. So, ma'am, as a woman leader, it's always complicated because you're playing different roles. You're handling family, you're handling a large team, you're handling a very critical department, you're representing the nation. So, how do you sort of juggle between all of these roles?
Like any other person does.
Mhm.
Nothing special, absolutely nothing special. It's a very very boring kind of a structure. There's nothing particular, like everybody else does. Like, people have these slots in their life where they compartmentalize things, and when they're working, then they come home to the entirely different aspect of their lives. And then they are on a different journey or a different set of things where they're doing with their friends. So it's, you just compartmentalize things, and you handle one thing at a time, one day at a time, and things work out. So that, putting things in boxes, assigning time slots to things, and just scheduling things out, That works for most people. It works for me as well. And now things are much easy for me. Now I'm in a phase of life where I have grown children, and so there isn't a much demand on my time from that angle. But I've been blessed in past also. I have had a very good ecosystem to support. A wonderful, um, have received extensive support uh, while raising my family. So no worries on that part at all. I've had a very blessed, very blessed existence, I would say.
Mhm. That's amazing to hear, ma'am. I completely concur that compartmentalizing our life and roles helps us also avoid that, dreaded women's guilt or daughter's guilt and mother's guilt while, going ahead with our roles and performing them. So, ma'am, you did mention about the support you got from the ecosystem. Would you say family plays a larger role, or, your people around you at workplace, or it's an amalgamation of both?
You play the largest role.
Mm-hmm.
You play the largest role in setting up expectations and in fulfilling the expectations. And also, it's a very restrictive setup.
Right.
So you play the largest role. And it is very important to understand and acknowledge your limitations and your strengths, but your limitations very clearly, and your strengths as well. So if somebody is not good at something, assuming I'm not good at, probably I'm not good at creating artistic pieces, I'm not good at it, I should acknowledge I'm not good at it, and I should seek help when I'm attempting creating a piece of art. I should seek guidance. Otherwise, it'll be very frustrating for me. And if there is something that I'm very good at, it could be probably repairing a vehicle. Probably I'm very good at repairing my motor vehicle. I should tell people around me that I'm very good at it. I can help you out with it, and ask if somebody can help me with my art project. So, capitalizing on your strengths, acknowledging your limitations, that brings a lot of peace to you and to people around you. And once that is done, when you can seek and offer support in clear terms, it becomes a very sensible relationship. And there are always disappointments. You are disappointed with yourself. And you spoke of a mother's guilt, a daughter's guilt, a sister's guilt, because you're getting disappointed somewhere. Either you're disappointing them or you're getting disappointed in yourself. But that is a part of the game that would always happen because you're aiming for a Six Sigma perfection,
Yes.
aren't you?
Okay.
But you also know that you couldn't have stretched yourself any far. You would have, if you were
Right.
able to, if the circumstances would have permitted.
So well said, ma'am. So what you're saying is self-awareness on your strengths and limitations, and then also reaching out for help where areas where you're not perfect. It's totally fine. So well said, ma'am. The next question I have, ma'am, is on people around you in your workplace. You must also have a lot of women in your workplace who you now support, and they are trying to progress in their careers. What is the one thing you guide them on the mindset shift that they must inculcate to grow along their careers?
So, one thing is given that these are exceptionally well ordained and very accomplished women. That they are there, the fact that they are there proves that they are highly accomplished individuals. My only word of advice is pick up one thing at a time. If you're onto some assignment, some project, try and focus on that. And for a brief moment, lower the decibel for all other things. I'm not saying stop everything else, but just lower the decibel for rest of the noises at that time. That could be helpful. And
Right.
there is always a cost to the choices that we make. So if you're taking a project A, you're not doing project B. So losing out on project B is the cost that you're paying to do project A. You can translate it into any terms, in professional, personal, or anything, and professional and personal both. I cannot be doing several things at a time, so I will have to focus on one single assignment. It could be a career, coming back to work after a maternity break, coming back to work after giving care to my parents, or taking a sabbatical after I feel that okay, enough is enough, and I take a sabbatical and I say okay, fine. Or I just hang my boots saying I have worked enough. I'll have to figure out what is it that's most important for me right now. So you said it earlier, self awareness. What is it that I seek? What is it that I can do? What is it that would satisfy me the most and would do justice to me besides others.
Right. Ma'am, a constant
So
struggle
that's
I've seen women. Yeah,
thing,
go ahead.
the thing that I say is stop feeling guilty for being a professional, because uh, or you figure out that whether you'll be happier at home not doing any, just figure it out. There'll be some degree of variation, there'll be some 1 or 2 degree. I'm happier at home is will be 2 degree higher than when I'm happier at, when I'm at work. Or it could be otherwise. There are very few people for whom it is, all the same, just the same. For those people, take one thing at a time. For others, figure out and be happy with whatever makes you happy. And that's it.
So, ma'am, you're saying there's
Because
no right or wrong here. It's a personal choice, really.
absolutely, not just here, in life also, there's nothing right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
One man's food is another man's poison. Even in life, there's no one right way of living. There's no one right way of saying things. There's no one right way of wearing clothes, of eating, of exercising, is it? Different things work for different people. Figure out what works best for you. And it takes time to figure out. It's not a revelation that takes place in a single day. It takes a long time. That period of struggle is painful. But once we are through that, it's very peaceful and very, very calming.
Got
But
it.
it takes time. It takes a long time to come to that destination.
So, ma'am, in corporate India, we see a real glass ceiling. We don't know what the real cause is. Is it the woman that takes it slow and it's a personal choice, or is it the support they didn't receive at family or at work, as you said, that probably you and I were lucky to receive? Do you see the same glass ceiling in government offices as well, or do you think this is not really existent?
Glass ceiling is a perception, which is why it is called a glass ceiling. So there is something which is preventing you to reach that potential. As you said, it could be because I did not have a good ecosystem to support, or I felt that maybe these challenges are too much for me to take up new roles. I would rather balance something else in my life, or I would rather do something else in my life, so I'm happy. So as you said, if it's a choice that I've made, perfectly fine. But if it's an impediment that I'm facing, then we need to wonder whether it is because of the support that was available and I did not take. The support was offered and I did not take it, or was because there could be support had I asked for it, or I could have managed to garner support sometimes with a little tweak here and there. So the glass ceiling is when I limit myself because I feel that my identity, my gender identity, is central to many other things. If you're speaking of it only in terms of gender. So when my gender identity becomes central to me and I start deciding everything according to that, every single thing, then I'm the one who's creating, a barrier around me for things to reach, for even good vibes to reach. So professional careers are demanding, and they get more demanding as you scale up. No doubt about it. And there are demands on your time in terms of you need to take better care of your health. There'll be aging parents, there could be growing children, there could be a spouse who's traveling all the time, and the spouse's career is also on progression. But we must pause and say that these demands are also on that other person's life and time. Disregard of whether you're a man or a woman, you marry somebody, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
run that phase of life together. So the other person is also
In
facing the
the
same
same boat.
kinds of challenges. The life,
Yeah.
he's in the same boat, absolutely. So just wait and watch how is that person coping up. What is it that that person is doing in terms of gender equality? Just wonder what is it that is preventing you, as a man or as a woman, to seek the same kind of support. Men sometimes complain, oh, you go with your friends, you go shopping, and you chit chat and you are so happy. Okay, do it. And we women complain, oh, you take a break with your friends, you travel with your friends, and you're happy. Okay, you do it. So let us not hold grudges against the other gender. Let us try and learn that how they are balancing these contradictory, how they're satisfying these stakeholders who are very demanding and
Correct.
who are demands are in contradiction to each other. The interests are very, very different.
Makes sense.
You're a person, you're a human being, and do not be holding grudges against the other person.
So, ma'am, one question I have on the sector itself that you operate in, financial services, insurance. We've seen that there has been certain bias from the world on how far women can go in finance, how well they understand it, women in STEM. What is your take on that?
So India has the highest number of women in STEM, highest percentage, and there are so many applications of STEM, the research, the Indian scientists. We have sent shuttles in space based upon our women scientist team,
Yes.
and we have a huge presence in medicine. We have a huge presence in engineering. We have a huge presence in pure mathematics and pure sciences of women. So if somebody is understanding numbers, if somebody is understanding practical application of numbers and concepts, how can that gender be not understanding finance or be bad at finance? It doesn't add up, just doesn't add up. So when you talk about finance, there could be some roles which are more demanding than others, like marketing, traveling. You have to travel a lot. And so you could say that, okay, it doesn't sit with me because my biological conditions are not made up for this, or they don't suit me as well, as much as, somebody who doesn't have as much hormonal demand on their body as a woman. That can be always argued, and that is understood. So that, that limitation is biological. But to say that I'm not good at it
Mhm.
is different. To say that I have a natural disadvantage in terms of my bodily functions, I have a cycle that I run on monthly basis. My body breaks down faster than somebody else's as a woman. My health, things take larger toll on my body when you produce children. Things like this, they take a larger toll, and they are major health and life events. So there will be natural breaks, but that's biology.
Right.
That's not my capability. That's a special life event.
Absolutely. And there's nothing about finance there then, also.
This this is biology, no finance. The
Yes.
finance is the finance part is, you ask me to add up numbers, you ask me to do things with numbers. I do all that. You say you want women in finance and services sector because they are empaths, and they are sensitive, they handle things well, they handle people well. And you're handling money in finance, you're handling people's money in finance. The other person needs to have the comfort, the confidence, and the faith that you'll be handling it well, as good as your money.
Absolutely.
Particularly in insurance, you need somebody you can trust. And many insurance commercials or many financial services commercial use women. They weaponize gender in their commercials. Just see, and to say that you're using us to sell, you're using us to promote, and you're saying I'm not good at it. If you see the number of women leaders in the industry, it's astounding. And there are many leaders that we don't see on the forefront. There are many of us who are working, behind the screens and contributing equally well. So it's not just what I see up front, but to say that we are not good at, it's a cultural construct.
So facts and biology must be separated. Thank you so much for sharing
So
that insight.
biology is a fact. Biology is a fact. It's your
Mhm.
perception that I'm not good at it.
Correct.
You
The
feel
perception.
probably you don't want to hand over the money to women.
Mm-hmm.
Money is power. And you said, oh, you're not good at it. And you might also want to see where it's beginning. It is beginning at our homes, where many people are heard saying that, we'll manage the finance, you don't bother. No, I want to be bothered. It is my money.
Because it is
I
power.
want, because money is power.
Mm-hmm.
Financial decisions are power. How can I be not good at something where statistics say that I am participating extensively well in a segment, where I'm proving myself by sending one space shuttle after another? So certain roles could be more demanding on my body, but finance is not handled by body alone, right?
Correct. Yes. And ma'am, when you must be having a lot of women coming to you for advice and guidance. What is the one advice you give to them if they're looking for a leadership role in the future?
Have faith in yourself. Don't think twice before seeking help and support. It is always a journey. It is always, we are always learning. It's all right if I have not figured it out 100%. I'll figure it out on my way. It's all right.
Very encouraging words, ma'am. Any last piece of advice you want to give to our 300 plus IIA members who are looking up to you, to DFS? Anything you wanted to share that we should keep in mind?
So InsurTech is playing a very, very pivotal part in the finance sector, particularly in insurance, since it is named InsurTech. And the sector, not just the sector, but the entire country is looking up to association like yours to offer solutions which are modular, which are revolutionary, and very, very agile, because the industry does have a lot of legacy issues, where the guidance and the support from organization associations like India and Shortec would be very, very helpful for the system. The financial inclusion journey has gained a lot of momentum because of presence of insurtechs and fintechs. And this is known to everybody. I would only say that keep looking for spaces where you can, or keep looking for problems that you can fix. And I understand that it's not an easy, sales is not easy, as I said earlier. It's a tough thing
Mm.
because it's time to convince the other person of your utility, your value, and all other things. But it's an evolving thing. It takes time. Unfortunately, the space is evolving so fast that by the time I fix problem one, there's already time for problem two has already arrived, and my solution might get redundant. uh, Nonetheless, we should keep collaborating, we should keep working. And big and significant role played by insurtechs in the insurance sector. We wouldn't have been here so soon if it was not for the support of and the capabilities from insurtech side. So the only thing is, let's be collaborative and let's find more solutions than we have problems.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We're definitely looking forward to those very positive partnerships with the government and departments like yours, and we'll definitely continue to work towards that. And, ma'am, just last question. Do you see India taking a larger role on the world stage now with financial services or insurance?
Definitely,
Hmm.
there's no doubt about it. And the way we are progressing, we are going to be we are the fastest, one of the fastest growing economies, and we are aspiring to be a number three economy very, very soon. So yes, India will take a center stage, and the kind of capabilities that we have, not just in terms of the markets that we have, but also the professionals that we have, the skill set that we have, and the soft skills that we have. We are going to be leading the world very, very soon.
Great. Very, very inspiring, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing those pearls of wisdom with our audience today. It was such a pleasure to host you. Thank you for all your support as we're building out IIA over the years. I know you were at the annual event as well. We look forward to hosting you again. Thank you again, ma'am, for all your support. Really means a lot.
Thank, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.